Hey guys, this is Kauri. This week we're bringing awareness to cancer and how it affects people, how it affects yourself, your life, and I'm actually going to tell you my story and maybe a few pieces about my father just to help people understand how you go through it, the process for me and how I walked through it. Even the depression alone was a cancer that needed to be eradicated, right? So I'm just going to walk you through my journey a little bit and to let you know how it was when I actually found out I had cancer growing into my body. I was in, what do they call it, Baltimore, and it was freezing. Now, negative 14 degrees. At that point in time, I was training like crazy. I was a fighter, so you guys know that. And I was out. I run every day. I'm fighting. I mean, nunchucks, swords. Just every freaking day, because I had dreams of going to the Olympics. I really wanted to do that. And I was training all these young cats, and man, I was cockier than anything out there on the planet Earth. Okay. And what I used to do for a living, I would go out and train surgeons and staff and radiology people on how to perform vessel analysis and to look inside your body and find all these things. This was my job, to show people how to see things in the body. So what happened was I ended up going to Boston. I had to go train these guys. Like I said, negative 14 degree weather. The snow was stacked higher than my house. Okay. It was sick. And they had a blizzard coming through. So at this point, with the blizzard and everything, we didn't have any patience to test or to show them how to operate the unit and system and all that good stuff. So what I did was I said, and this was wrong, I know. I said, hey guys, go ahead and scan me. And they're like, well, okay. Nobody's bucking the system. We scan me. Let's see what we can do. So they scanned me. The staff there, they scanned my lungs because I was having a little problem. I would run 5 miles and have problems walking from my bedroom to the kitchen. Just difficulty breathing. I just figured maybe I'm just being soft or something. I'm weak in mind. I'm stronger than this, and maybe I'm just tired. I was just trying to blame it on anything because I didn't know. And the last thing I was thinking about is this something growing in my body that's not supposed to be there, right? So they say I get scanned. They scan me, and at that point in Boston, what happened? The temperature went up to 0. Now, if you've ever been in temperature that goes from negative to 0, they call this a heat wave, right? And so I'm sitting here like, these people are nuts. Like, who would stay in this weather? Who would deal with this kind of thing? And I go outside, and it was a freaking heat wave. From negative 14 to 0 was a heat wave. I take off my coat. I'm like, this is so weird. But and I'm kind of nerdy science like, and I was like, this is cool. So I call a couple, my customers, find out, hey, blah, blah, I'll be here, I'll do this, I'll see you soon. And I head back into the hospital. Now, this is where the boo-boo hits the fan, right? I go back into the hospital. And I remember walking, you had to walk past their area, and I had to go talk to the radiologist, the head doctor, to start showing him some things. So I'm walking past the monitors, right? I see the monitors. I get right by him, and I'm like, I see this image, these lung images, but it's not looking right. It's not looking familiar. So I say, hey, who's that patient right here? They're like, it's like, cause that patient, they have, that's cancer right there on the wall. That's cancer. And so the people looked at me and they were like, in this surprised, weird, stoic kind of look, like shocked. They're looking at me like, that's you. And I'm like, nah. Look, that's probably one of the stock things that we put on here so we can train you guys, but that's not me. And they're like, no, you're the only patient that we've done. And it stung me because I have never been called. I didn't have cancer and patient associated with me in the same sentence. No, like I may come here to show you how to view cancers, but I'm not cancer and patient in me. That never was supposed to be. That's not supposed to be, right? So I'm looking at it but in my mind I'm like, I'm telling myself no. And I don't know if many other people with cancer or sicknesses, I don't know if they do what I did where they really say no, this is not me. I know a few. And as I'm looking, then I'm trying to rationalize it. I'm looking at the walls. I'm like, okay, let me scroll through these images, make sure this has to be wrong. This can't be me. Maybe this is a joke. I joke around all the time, but nobody's laughing. Nobody's joking. No, it was a real, and I may get emotional through some of this. It was a real intense moment. It was at that point I saw myself as flawed. Like, wow, man, something's wrong with me. Like, I'm not infallible. Like, I can be weak. Like, why me? So I'm staying strong. I'm staying tough. I'm like, nope, I'm tough. I'm not gonna let anybody see this get to me. I'm not gonna let them see my pain, see my hurt. So I went to the doctor. I'm headed to the radiologist to teach him and train him. So I walk in and I'm cool as ice, being a little manipulative too, so I'll admit it. And I walk in, I say, hey, did you look at the images from the machine? So the doctor says, oh no, I hadn't saw it yet. So he reaches down because he's excited. This is their new product. This dude is happy. Makes his job easy. So he grabs his mouse, and he had this sandwich, and he's like, puts his sandwich away. Man, this dude is excited. And he's looking at the image, goes, oh man, this is nice, but this is horrible for whoever this patient is. This patient, I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, they have cancer here on both sides. They have cancer on both sides of their lungs. When did we do this patient? And I'm like, that's me. And that same quiet happened again. That same, kind of like what you hear right now. You can hear everything except yourself, but you can hear your thoughts. And I could see this man's thoughts, like, oh my God. And he goes, this is you? I said, yes, sir. I had him scan me. And, well, I went outside and I came back. This is what was on the scan. And he looks at me, because you're not supposed to do things like that, right? So he says, as gently as he can, it's like, look, you need to go see somebody. And I'm like, oh, Why is this happening?